Yeah, hey guys. Hey. It's been a minute. So, I was planning to make Arc 3.0 builds, but after, video of other YouTubers doing the same thing I was going to do over and over and over again from this one, from that one, it just didn't really work out how I wanted it to. So, I didn't want to upload. I didn't want to feel like, a copycat. But c'est la vie. It's what's done is done, and I want to upload again. So, I've decided to go back and watch some of my older videos, and I saw that something wasn't right with me on my head empty videos. It just didn't feel good, and it didn't have the right energy, and I want to change that. And I also want to update them. So, perfect opportunity. Since there's nothing to do, I want to remake these builds and make even better versions of what they once were. So, without further ado, after a long intro, let's get started. So, just to go over the important factors of the build for Arc, it's completely the same. Like, almost nothing has been changed. The only thing I have altered is instead of Wall of Ions, which does give you increased arc elemental damage for your melee, I've gone with Seeking Wells so that way wells can come back with me. Or to me, I should say. And then, of course, you have your 1 Bountiful Well with Impact Induction, and then 3 melee well makers. On your mark, you have Bomber, and on your legs, you have Innervation and Recuperation. So that way, 1, you can start healing, even though you're always going to heal because of Insurmountable Skullfort, but Innervation will give you a chunk of your grenade energy back when you pick up an orb, so that's very helpful. Now, what's significantly changed is the Arc 3.0 subclass. So going through that, we have thrusters, as it is the fastest out of all 3. Thrusters are just the fastest, no way around it, it just is. I'm going Strafe Lift. As much as I like Catapult, I'd rather use Strafe. Shoulder Charge, obviously Seismic Strike. Because I can blind enemies when they survive, and I can also heal myself whenever I get a kill. Then I have Pulse Grenades, and that'll feed right into my aspect, Touch of Thunder, which I didn't know, I created an Onic Trace when I damage a target. And that gives me back energy in all my abilities besides my super. And then we have Knockout, so I have that arc melee, so I can create wells when I don't have a shoulder charge. For Fragments, Spark of Ions to create a trace from a jolted target. Spark of Focus, since we're always running, I'll get my class ability even faster. Spark of Amplitude, that way I can create an orb for myself and proc Innervation Recuperation, and Spark of Shock to jolt my targets. Now, even though this is a shoulder charging build, that's not the main reason, that's not like the main purpose behind it. The main reason I made this build was to get your grenade back as quickly as possible. Now, before the Arc 3.0 subclass change, on Top Tree, you would always get 2 grenade charges, which was very good for for just constantly spamming grenades and shoulder charging to get your grenade back instantly. I mean instantly, with only Impact Induction and 4 wells, and some kind of perk in the Top Tree that gave you grenade energy back, you would be able to get a whole charge from 1 shoulder charge. That's not the case anymore, it's 2. But you also have multiple ways of getting your wells now, from your knockout punch to your shoulder charge. Both work very well. Plus with your thrusters and bomber, that gives you an extra utility in getting your grenade back faster. And don't forget those Ionic Traces now, because since they spawn sometimes double because of Spark of Amplitude, you'll get your grenade back as quickly as you did in the older version of this build. And that's all the commentary I really have for this. There's not really much else to say. The build has really improved since its, beginnings. Sure, it's some extra steps in order for it to work, but I think it's a very good change nevertheless. Now, I've decided to separate these videos out and do a solar build as the next video because, well, I just feel like it'd go a lot smoother that way. So, I'm going to leave you with some Strike gameplay, maybe a bit of a Lost Sector gameplay. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.